Seeds are cheap, or they can be. Let me prove it to you. Now I hear a lot of people saying that seeds are expensive, and that's one of the things that make people a little hesitant about growing the way that I do, because they see a lot of plants. So you have to buy a lot of seeds. Now if you're just starting out and you don't know what you like, or you're not really sure what you're doing, you don't want to buy seeds in bulk. But if you do, I want to show you just how much you can save. And I'm not talking about buying huge quantities. I'm talking about 1-pound bags. See, if you're getting seed packets like this to try and start growing microgreens, it is going to get expensive. These are meant to grow plants to full maturity, so there's not going to be a whole lot in the seed packet. In fact, as we go through here, you can see there's only a couple of grams in each one. This arugula is only about half a gram for $2.99. We've got kale, 1.5 grams, $2.19, and almost 1 gram of lettuce for $2.19. Now for bigger seeds, I got some nasturtiums, 2.5 grams, $2.19, and some cilantro, 1.5 grams, $2.79, and radish, 2 grams, $2.19. So you get these tiny amounts, and if you don't know the metric system, there's about 28 grams in 1 ounce. This is not going to make a lot of microgreens. So if you're buying them this way, yes, that can tend to get a little expensive. So you don't want to buy a lot of varieties. You want to pick a couple. Start with ones that you think you might like. Maybe just 1 to 4 varieties, and you can always go in on it with a couple of friends and split them up. Now we're going to talk about the costs as we start buying it in bulk, bigger quantities. And stick around because I think towards the end it's going to blow your mind. So each one of these you only get a tiny amount. Even like the nasturtiums, I know there's a lot of seeds in each seed pod, but there's less than 2 dozen seed pods. And there's not very much cilantro or radish. Now when you first start out, you can bump it up to 1 ounce packages. This right here will save you a lot of money. Like we said, there's 28 grams of 1 ounce, so you're basically getting more than 10 times the amount in a package this size. Now a lot of these microgreen seeds you can get in a 1 ounce package. Some, the smallest portion is 4 ounce, but we're going to take a look at a couple of them. And then we're going to look at the bigger packages, like 1 pound, see how much you can really save. Now I buy a pound at a time because you can see this one is from 2022. Now it's almost empty, but we've had it around for over a year. So if you have several varieties, you can mix them up. You're not going to go through them really quick. Alright, let's start out with some of the bigger seeds, nasturtiums and cilantro. Now right here, you can see how much comes in a 1 ounce package. That's 1 ounce of cilantro, or for $2.79 you can get this tiny amount from a seed packet. Now this is in a big pile. Let me flatten it out so you can really see the comparison here. And when I do that, let's check out the price. Now Josh Shaver has a seed company and it's called Greener Harvest Seeds. And we'll go down here and check out the cilantro. And you can see for 1 ounce, the size that we've got here, it's only $4.45. So instead of $2, you can spend $4 and get this amount. Which right there you can already see how much more you're saving. Now imagine you get 4 times that amount. 4 piles like that, 4 ounces. It's only $5.25. Now imagine if you get 16 of those piles, 1 pound. It's only $9.75. So you can spend $2 on a couple of grams or $10 and get a whole pound of cilantro seed. And with these nasturtiums, look how much 1 ounce is. That's just 1 ounce of seed pods compared to the little tiny amount in a seed packet. And if you get 4 times that amount, 4 ounces, it's only $10. And if you get a whole pound, 16 times that amount, it's only $25. So imagine 16 piles of these sitting here. $20, $10 for cilantro. Right there you can see that's a lot of microgreens. Alright, let's try arugula. Here's 1 ounce. These are the smaller seeds. Now you can see this tiny little amount compared to 1 ounce. Now if you get 4 times that amount, 4 ounces, it's only $6. That's not much more than what the seed packet costs. Imagine if you got a whole pound. So you can go with a couple of bucks for that tiny little amount, or get 4 times this amount for just a little more. This is how you want to start microgreens. Now let's go for a pound. Only $13. So for $13, you can have 16 piles like that. 200,000 seeds. But let's take a look at a pound of broccoli seeds. Now that is a mountain of microgreens. 4 ounces, only $7. Now let's go for a whole pound, like you see on the table there, and it's only $17. Now compare that to the price of a packet. So each one of the seed packets that you get in the store is only a couple of grams. There's 450 grams in a pound. So you're getting about 300 times the amount when you buy it in bulk. So if you take a seed packet for $2 or $3, multiply that by 300, that's $600 to $900 worth of seed that you're only paying $20 for. So if you're curious when you start, you can buy a couple of seed packets, but that adds up really quick. And that's what I did when I started too, so don't feel bad. So I hope this kind of helps put this all into perspective, because I know this is what people did. Like I said, I did it myself, is that I go up to the store and I buy these tiny packets and you try to grow microgreens. It really doesn't turn out well and you spent a lot of money. Instead of buying a bunch of varieties and having a tiny amount of each, pick 1 or 2 that you like and buy a bigger bag. You don't have to start with a pound. That will save you a load of money, as we just talked about. But you can start with a 1 ounce bag. Some of them you can start with a 4 ounce bag. You're talking about less than $10, but it's nothing in comparison to buying tiny seed packs. That way you'll be able to grow a lot more. You'll have enough seed so that you can try several times. If you buy a tiny little seed pack and you try and it doesn't work out, you're not apt to go out and buy several more seed packs. This is going to increase your chances of learning how to grow microgreens. It's going to allow you to make some mistakes and not stress out about it. And as you learn how to grow the microgreens, then you can try different varieties. Like this radish. It's only $12 for a whole pound. That's a lot of radish sprouts, and it's not much more than the seed packet cost. And kale, that's why you see us growing a lot of kale. I buy it by the pound. You can start off with a couple of ounces, or for less than $20, you can have a couple 100,000 microgreens. Now I know a lot of you might get tired of seeing me grow radish, kale, arugula, pak choi, and the same things over and over. But that's what I'm doing to save a ton of money. If I bought smaller portions of several varieties, I would end up spending a lot more money. So we're trying to teach people how to do this cheap and easy, keep a continuous harvest going, and this is one way to do it. So if you get 4 packs of stuff like pak choi and kale, smaller seeds, for less than $75, you can get close to 1 million seeds. Then you can grow your plants over and over, keep them coming, and as you get done or work your way through one type of plant, then you can order another one and kind of mix it up. That's why after a while you'll see me growing a different plant, a cilantro or seashow or something. We don't grow everything all at once. Everything kind of just goes in a cycle, and it depends on what we feel like eating. So I hope this helps you all understand the continuous harvest system that I'm talking about. I could go out and just buy several varieties of plants and do a bunch of videos on a bunch of different plants, but that's not how we grow here. And I want you to get out there. I want you to grow your own food. I want you to get into the system where you constantly can have food coming. And then you can go up to the store and buy you a tomato if you want. Now I know you probably have some other questions, but this is the most important part of it, is the cost. And it's the major thing that holds people back. Here's one thing that'll blow your mind. These 6 seed packets together cost about $15. And all together, they only come up to 1/3 of an ounce. About 8 grams. So for $15, you can have that tiny cup of seeds, or you could have a 1-pound bag with 200,000 seeds. That's how we're able to grow all these plants over and over, cheap and easy. I know this can help a lot of people out there, and you guys do like you always do, share it with everyone. Share it with people especially that you think might need it. As always, live to inspire, keep on growing, be the change. We'll catch you next time. Go grow some food.